Hi guys, Justice here bringing you thoughts of an employedpreneur. And today we are going to be demystifying SEO. Dun 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 dun. So, when you talk about SEO, search engine optimization, or when you hear people talking about it, it sounds like this magical thing. What? Your website suddenly gets on Google? How does that even happen? How does Google even know about your website? Do you throw some potions or what? What really happens? And marketers don't make it easy because they use these fancy words as well. You have to optimize your website. And it's like, okay, optimize. And then they will be telling you about all of these other difficult to understand things because they usually talk about it from a technical level, which is a level that most technical people understand. So I'm going to put it in layman's terms, what SEO is. No complicated jargons. So what is SEO, or search engine optimization? SEO is just about following Google's guidelines. Google has a bunch of guidelines on how a website should be in order for it to rank on its search engine. Now, on the other episode called What Google Wants in 2021, I explained that Google simply wants the best for its users. It wants to give its users the best answers or the most relevant answers while giving them the best experience. And it does this with these guidelines. These guidelines can be categorized into 3 sections. The first section are guidelines that work on what is happening on your website. The second guidelines are guidelines that talk about what's happening outside of your website. The third ones are guidelines that talk about what's happening inside your website. So let's start with the first one, on your website, otherwise also referred to as on-page SEO. These deal with the content that is on your page. What I mean by this is the text that is on your page, the links that are in your page, the images on your page, the video, audio, headers, and anything that is on your page. Google cannot read images yet. So what it does is it goes through the image to find an HTML alt tag. This alt tag explains what the image is about in HTML. So when it goes through your website, let's say it goes through your web page and it reads the content, it then formulates an idea of what this content is about. The way that it is able to formulate this is by having different cues, such as keywords that show what the website is about. So say the website is about chocolate muffins. I love talking about chocolate muffins. And then you are talking about chocolate muffins, how wonderful they are and their recipes and so forth. And within that text, there are keywords that are referring to chocolate muffins. Google gets this and it's like, okay, so this web page is about chocolate muffins. All right, cool. Now I know. So I'll put it up there because it talks about chocolate muffins. Apart from what's happening on your page is what's happening on Google. So in the search engine results pages, which are those results, those different websites that have titles and descriptions that you see after you click on the search button to your query. This also falls part of on page. So there's a title and description that a user usually clicks on. This title and description also has to basically give a summary of what a person is to expect once they click through and go on to your web page. So if it's about chocolate muffin, obviously the title should have chocolate muffin in it. Say it's chocolate muffin recipes. Okay, so your title can be chocolate muffin recipes or the best chocolate muffin recipes in under 5 minutes, things like that. And then your description talks more about your title. This is what Google looks at when it comes to your on page. Now let's go to the second one, which is off page. What happens outside of your website? So off page SEO, off page search engine optimization refers to the links that are coming from other websites that are linking to your website. So these links should mostly be from trusted, relevant websites. What do I mean by that? So if your website is talking about, or your web page is talking about chocolate muffin recipes, the link from the websites that are coming should be within that industry, or even if they are not within that industry, but they should have some relation to that. Now, obviously, it is difficult for you to decide who links on your page, and Google understands this. So it does give a bit of leeway to a few spammy looking links. Spammy looking links are those links that are just from weird places, maybe from porn or from link farms. A link farm is a website that just has links on it. So that is the second. It looks at that. So trusted, relevant websites should link to your website, because what this does to Google is it shows Google that, okay, these websites that are linking to your website trust you. So meaning that if they trust you, you must be knowing what you're talking about, because there is no way that you can get a link from another website without it trusting you. Let me clarify that. By no way I mean naturally, not you going and paying someone to link to you in order to link back to them. That Google doesn't like. It is advanced. It knows such things. But a website that would link to you because it finds your content interesting. So it looks at that. So the third guideline, what happens in your website, otherwise known as technical SEO, technical search engine optimization. This looks at the functionality of your website. Do the links on your website function properly? When a person goes and clicks onto a link within your web page, are they led to that page, or does it lead them to a dead page? Is your website secure? By secure, I mean that HTTPS thing that it has on the top, which is something that keeps people's information when, let's say, they are filling in a form and their details there. It keeps their information from being snatched by a phishing scam or another website pretending to be yours. Yes, so those are just some of the things that it looks at. It also looks at things such as your sitemap. A sitemap is a list of the different pages that are on your website. So there are two types. There is XML, which is readable by Google and other search engines. So it's just a list that shows the links that go to the different pages. And then there is an HTML sitemap that is more for people. So when they go there, they see this and it's clickable and they're able to click to different parts of your website. So this is what search engine optimization really is. It is just following these guidelines. On the next episode, I will let you know about these guidelines in order to help you be able to start optimizing your website and getting higher rankings. Bye, everybody.